Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, then don't forget to subscribe because you will find our videos interesting. Tap on the like button and feel free to share your thoughts on what you think about the videos in the comment section down below. Now I welcome you to another conversation that's long overdue. Today I will be shining a light on the disturbing reality of artisanship at Lululemon. From its marketing strategies to its in-store experiences, it's very clear that this brand has a problem with inclusivity. As an Asian woman shared in a recent video, a Black woman was subjected to a humiliating and arch-racist experience at Lululemon's Fifth Avenue location in New York after spending $600 on merchandise. Now, she was accused of stealing and had the police called on her. This incident is just the tip of the iceberg. Lululemon's target audience has always been very clear: palm color women. The brand's marketing efforts, product designs, and even its name seem to cater exclusively to this demographic. But as the Asian woman pointed out, the brand's name is actually a racist joke, poking fun at Asian people's supposed inability to pronounce it. Now the question is, how many times does Lululemon or such companies need to show us that it doesn't care about anyone except palm color women? From discriminatory practices to tone-deaf marketing, the evidence is piling up, and it's time for us to take a stand and vote with our wallets. So with that said, let's take a look at the videos. I will be right back.
I just saw the video of the Black woman who bought $600 worth of stuff from Lululemon, only for them to call the cops and accuse her of stealing. And so she was fed up and she's like, I want to return all of this. And all of this happened at the Fifth Avenue location in New York. I just want to remind you guys, right? The target audience for Lululemon are petite white women. Exclusively, that's who they want. That's all they want. Like, my Asian girlies love Lululemon, but guess what? They named it that because they thought it'd be so funny that Asian people can't pronounce it and that we'll say Lululemon instead. Literally, that is the origin of their name. How many times does a brand need to come out and show us they don't care about anyone other than white women for us to be like, you know what, maybe let's not give them our money? I would be so traumatized going through that. I just hope that it opens up people's eyes and their perspectives, and let's just be more conscious about who we give money to. Let's try.
Putting in my 2 cents to this Lululemon conversation. So a lot of Black people have low racial self-esteem, and I think a lot of Black people are not aware that they do, because why else are you putting your money and attention into a brand like Lululemon? They have consistently racist towards Black people and other ethnic minorities, and their behaviors match up their words when it comes to ethnic minorities. So why are you giving them your hard-earned money? And please, miss me with that whole, their leggings are so comfortable, I love them. Don't get me wrong, I get where you're coming from, but once you learn about how problematic and racist they are, why are you still giving them money? You know why? Because you have a low racial self-esteem.
I saw a video about a Black woman who shopped at Lululemon. She spent about $600 buying stuff only to be searched like a thief. They were trying to accuse her of stealing something. So someone called the police and they were, looking through her bag. Man, that was messed up. I always say, take your business, take your money to where it's appreciated. Don't spend your money and in places where nobody cares about you, where nobody gonna respect you, where people gonna treat you like crap. I go to a spa near my neighborhood. It's nothing major, it's nothing fancy. It's just a normal place where women come to do their nails. It's owned by a Vietnamese, right? But whenever I come there, I get treated well. I sit down, they pour me champagne. Well, it's not champagne, but they pour me juice in a champagne glass. They ask me how my day is and all that. It's so sad to be treated differently, maybe because of your skin color. I mean, we don't choose our skin color. Or maybe someone looks at you and feel like you don't deserve to be here because of maybe what they already have in mind about you. It's unfair, especially to Black people. And but all I have to say is, if you have your money, take your business to where it matters. It doesn't matter who owns the company. If you ever feel like you're not well treated here, try somewhere else. And I've never shopped at Lululemon. I don't even know. I probably heard about it, maybe just in passing. I don't shop there because obviously I don't think like they have clothes for my kind of body. I remember one time I went to Abercrombie and Fitch many years ago, and they didn't have my size. So whenever I hear stores with that kind of fancy name, I avoid them because they don't sound like they're going to have something for plus size women. So and of course, people who work there, they look at you a certain way. I once went into the one in a mall, and then the way they looked at me made me realize that I wasn't welcomed in there. So that's really just what it is. I guess this is just one of those things we have to continue dealing with as Black people. It doesn't seem like it's ever going to change, but if you have to, take your business to where it's welcomed.
Our generation is so spineless, and it pisses me off because y'all were the first ones talking about, oh, in the civil rights movement, I would have done this. They would have never did this to me, but you're buying Lululemon. Not only buying, but promoting Lululemon. And then y'all be like, oh, I'm not buying it. My boyfriend's buying it. You're still putting money in Lululemon's pocket. 118 for the pants, 118 for the tops, and y'all have multiple sets. After the CEO clearly said he does not want Black people in his stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, but something similar happened with Gucci years ago, and Black people are still rocking and showing off their Gucci to this day. I finished the Kanye documentary yesterday, and something that he said stuck with me. He said that he made culture his God, and now he was choosing to bring God into the culture. But I think that we as Black people collectively, we make culture our God. The aesthetics of looking wealthy, the aesthetics of looking upper class, the flyness, the whole spiel, y'all. And I get it, our culture is ultimately what we are, but I think at some point we exchanged a little bit of something we should have never gave up. And I don't really know how to verbalize it, but just think to Kendrick's diss when he said you a body shamer. That's not how your mama raised you. And you think of Drake and you think of how big he is and what he represents and the music he makes, and you hear him, he's a vibe, you know what I'm saying? But then when we get into the morale and his character and all these different things, it's like, I know what you are, which is a lot of people, a lot of Black people who have the spotlight on them, a lot of Black people who have the culture in a grip. It's like collectively we like, just vibe, twin, like don't look too deep into it, just vibe. I feel like that's why we are exactly where we are. I think that the culture that we're sneaking into our culture, the things that we accept, the things that we welcome into our culture are becoming antithetical to what we are, who we are, what we represent, the things we've been through. You know what I mean?
There's so much discourse about Lululemon on everything, but all I have to say is Lululemon lost me the moment when none of like the actual cute bras that they sell are for anybody above a C cup. The minute I put in the filters for my bra size, I get 3 ugly options. And with the cute options, it's like always sold out in that size. So that's where they lost me. I'm not gonna lie, I do like some of the Lululemon stuff. Like I have some Lululemon stuff, but I'm not proud of it. Some of y'all wear it like a badge of honor. When I put on Lululemon, I'm not thinking about the fact that it's Lululemon. I'm thinking about the fact that I'm gonna go work out and I actually don't want to. Like it's weird. Like I don't get why there's this whole like cult thing behind it. Just wear your workout clothes, do the workout, leave us alone.
When did Lululemon's owner say that he doesn't want Black people to shop with the brand? So me and my friend was talking about this, and we were trying to look up the article so we can read it, right? We both spent like an hour on Google trying to find this article where he's talking about Black people, and we just cannot find it. So I decided to go into TikTok, the second Google, and type in Lululemon don't like Black people, and a bunch of videos came up, and it was like one sentence that everybody kept saying. He said he doesn't like Black people. He said that we need to make it very clear that not everyone is welcome to shop here. So I took that same sentiment and put it in Google, and the article did pop up. But it wasn't about Black people wearing Lululemon. It was about fat people wearing Lululemon. He was being interviewed about the size inclusion, and then that's when he said that infamous phrase that we gotta make it very clear that not everybody can shop here. He pretty much repeated the exact same thing that he said in 2015 that got him literally fired from his company. But I read the whole interview and they never mentioned Black people. So if you have the article where he said that he doesn't want Black people to wear his clothes, please drop it below because I want to read it.
Lululemon's struggles with diversity and inclusion are no secret. The brand's urge to the cis tendencies are not only embedded in its policies, but also openly expressed by its founder. It's really appalling yet unsurprising given the brand's consistent disregard for inclusivity. But here's the thing. Like, how many times do brands like Lululemon need to demonstrate their artisanship and exclusionary practices before some people understand that they are not welcome? Now, the recent incident involving a black woman who spent $600 at the store only to be accused of stealing and disrespected is a reminder of the brand's true values. This incident should serve as a wake-up call for the black people and people of color who still don't get it. Like, this is a harsh reality check that we're not valued or appreciated as customers. Despite our hard-earned money, it's time for them to take a stand and make conscious decisions about where they spend their money. Because black people deserve better. We deserve to be respected and appreciated as customers because we bring in the business. Where you go to a store or a brand and then you buy stuff worth $600 and yet be disrespected like that, then this should tell you something, and you should definitely know where to spend your money. Honestly, I feel like it's time we black people and people of color just let some brands be, because they clearly tell us what they stand for, and we still go to those places. The problem starts from the founder himself, who states clearly that he has a distaste for the whole diversity and inclusion thing being included in his company's advertising. Like, he claimed that it makes the people in the ads look unhealthy, sickly, and not inspirational, and that it attracts certain customers to the company. Now, I remember this comment sparking outrage online. They are trying to become like the Gap, everything to everybody, Wilson said in the interview with Forbes. And I think the definition of a brand is that you're not everything to everybody. You've got to be clear that you don't want certain customers coming in. Now, this is a founder who's saying this. Imagine if the founder of a brand has this mentality and clearly states this. What should you expect when you go to the brand, when you go buying to that brand, if you're black or you are a person of color? This comment circulating on social media with a plethora of users on X claiming that they will never buy from the company after he revealed his opinion. Now, Wilson founded Lululemon in 1998 and stepped down from the company's board of directors in 2015 after making controversial comments during an interview with Bloomberg, saying that his company's yoga pants aren't for all women's types. Frankly, some women's bodies just don't actually work for the pants, he said in the interview. It's really about the rubbing through the thighs. How many pressure is there over a period of time? How much they use it? Now, Wilson also revealed in a 2004 interview with Canada's National Post Business magazine that he came up with a name Lululemon because it has 3 L letters in it and found it funny watching Japanese people pronounce the name. L is not in their vocabulary. It's a tough pronunciation for them. So I thought next time I have a company, I'll make a name with 3 L's and see if I can get 3 times the money. Wilson told National Post Business magazine. It's kind of exotic for them. I was playing with L's and I came up with Lululemon. It's funny to watch them try to say it. Now, in an emailed statement to the street, a company spokesperson from Lululemon clarified that Wilson has no involvement with the company. Chip Wilson does not speak for Lululemon and his comments do not reflect our company views or beliefs, read the statement. Chip has not been involved with the company since his resignation from the board in 2015, and we're a very different company today. Are you? In 2020, after Black Lives Matter protests made waves across the nation, which brought to light several inequalities black people face across different communities, Lululemon announced in June of that year that it was committing to inclusion, diversity, equity, and action. One of its promises in its new mission was that it will use its brand to advocate for change. Later that year, the company followed up on this commitment by claiming that it equipped its stores with signage that stands against discrimination. They said as part of their promise to leverage their platform to communicate with the community, amplify diverse voices, and galvanize our community to act, we outfitted our stores with signage that states our stance against racism, discrimination, harassment, and hate, and created house rules for our social media channels that echo our no tolerance policy of these behaviors, said Lululemon CEO in an update on the company's website. Let's just be frank with ourselves, guys. Despite Lululemon's claims of embracing diversity and involving different people in their brand, I see no genuine change. That's my opinion. The rhetoric may have shifted, yeah, but the underlying culture remains the same. At the heart of this issue lies the brand's founder, whose racist and discriminatory views have been well documented. It's laughable for the brand to claim that his statements don't represent them. Of course they do. The founder's ideology is embedded in the brand's DNA, and it's naive to think otherwise. So I want my fellow sisters to understand that this is not just about Lululemon. It's about the systemic racism that pervades many institutions. It's about recognizing that our dollars matter, and where we choose to spend them can either perpetuate or challenge these systems. But don't be fooled by superficial attempts at inclusivity. Look beyond the surface level and examine the brand's actions, policies, and leadership. Remember that our worth and value cannot be reduced to a marketing campaign or a tokenistic gesture. But before I go, I just want to say this to my fellow Black brothers and sisters. Let's know how and where to spend our money. We have finally come to the end of the video, but what do you audience have to say? Share your thoughts as well in the comment section. Thank you for always watching, and see you in our next video.
How many times?